Have you ever had a network marketing hater? Have you ever had one? Somebody's just like, this is one of those things. Oh, I hate that stuff. Oh, this is a scam. Oh, this is nonsense. And they're loud and they're obnoxious and they're emotional about it. I mean, if you haven't been around for a while, right? And there's two kinds of haters. There's the big, loud, obnoxious ones, and then there's just the eye roll, like, oh, this is one of those things. Those are tougher, right? But the big, loud, obnoxious ones, I used to just cringe every time somebody would like be aggressive and critical and bash me, call me a scammer, say the company was illegal, this or whatever, this or that. It was devastating to me because I was just like, maybe they're right. They're older than I am, or they've been around longer than I have, or they have more experience than I have. And it would affect my belief. So what I used to do is my first step to deal with haters was to just run away as fast as I can. Well, if you're not a prospect, all right, no problem. I won't bother you. Bye. And I would just leave. I feel bad, but I just leave. The second step that I had is I would fight with them. Once I got some confidence, I would say, you know what? You're wrong. Let me tell you why you're wrong. I had all these different responses. People say, it's just one of those pyramids. I would say, oh, really? Like every structure in the history of any organization in the world? Is that what you mean? Every team, every company, every government, every organization, that structure, that's what you have a problem with? You can guess what my results were there, right? Or sometimes I would like really judge them. And sometimes when I'm tired now, I still do, if I'm honest. I was in a board meeting, talking with some people, and they said, yeah, this is one of those pyramid schemes. And I was just like, oh, you're one of those people? You're really one of those people? It's such a lazy thing to think. So I would eye roll them. Oh, you're one of those people? Oh, please. Not as effective as you might think. I could win the argument, but lose the war. Am I going to change their mind, right? If I'm arguing with them about facts and figures, I would say, you know what, the company, the network marketing scam that you call it, does $200 billion in sales. It's one of the most regulated organizations in the world. It pays out $200 million a day around the world on average to the over 100 million distributors that are involved. And much, much more than that in customers. Is that what you're talking about? That business? So I found that if I attack, even if I'm right, it doesn't really serve me. So I learned an approach. So step one was to run away. Step two was to argue, fight, battle, debate. Step three was a better approach. And I'm going to give you that step today, okay? If somebody's highly emotional about it, I stop everything. They're like, oh, this is a scam. Oh, I've heard about this stuff. Oh, it's not legal. It's a bunch of nonsense. So people at the top are the only ones that make money, blah, 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 blah. You got to get in early. This is all baloney. I said, stop. Hold it. You've got a story. What happened? Was it you that got involved and it didn't work out? Or was it a family member? Was it a friend? Do you have a friend of yours come and just try and attack all of the other people in the friend network? What was it? Oh, it was nothing. I just don't agree. You cannot have this strong of an emotional reaction. Don't worry about joining my opportunity. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is the story. What happened? And they always have a story. I'm just interested in the story. I'm not interested in persuading you to believe something that you don't believe. I want to know the story. Was it you? Was it somebody in your family? Was it your wife? Was it your husband? What was it? Was it a friend? It's my wife. What'd she join? She joined this such and such a company. They promised her she was going to make all this money and they were going to sell this, she's going to be, the product sold itself and everything else. We just ended up with a bunch of product. Nothing worked. Or sometimes people will say, myself or a family member joined a network marketing business and they went out of business. So they're all scams. And then tell me more. What happened? How did you feel? Sometimes people say, I joined a company and the company went out of business. And I said, never again, because it's a scam, it's nonsense. Man, first of all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had that experience. Joining a company, putting your name behind it, your reputation behind it, having your network get involved, and then it not working out is tough. It's not fun. But let me ask you a question. Do you think it was network marketing that let you down? The business model that let you down? People who sell, recruit, duplicate, and lead, that process let you down? Or was it the company that let you down? Which one? If you're honest about it, you're just really thinking about it. Which one do you think let you down? Well, the company. I get it. And like I say, I agree, that sucks. But let me ask you a question. If you looked at another company and you became convinced that they were going to stand the test of time, and you believed in their products, and you did your homework, and you checked it all out, and you found it to be credible, is there ever any circumstance where you might get involved again? If all the boxes were checked, yes. Would you ever take a look again? Because I'm here to tell you, in every type of business, there's some good actors and bad actors. There's some well-run companies and poorly run companies. And the poorly run companies and the bad actors get eliminated. The good actors and the well-run companies move forward and grow and expand and provide value to others. So if all the boxes were checked, you joined for a reason at some point because you believed that maybe this could be a thing for you. If all the boxes were checked, would you ever consider looking at it again? If they say no, I say, well, why not? If all the boxes were checked, and you already agreed that it wasn't network marketing that let you down, right? It was the company. Or let's say somebody hyped them up and their wife joined and bought a bunch of product that they said would sell immediately, and they didn't. It didn't. And she felt like a loser, and he felt mad about it. He said, I'm going to tell everybody never again. Remember that lottery mentality thing I talked about? They rip it up. So was it the profession that let you down, or was it the person that maybe got you involved and hyped you up, and they bought you ended up buying a bunch of product? Because in today's world, very few companies will even allow you to buy more product than you can consume. If there was a safety net, if you could return the product if it didn't work out, if you felt comfortable that you could market the product, given the tools and the support available, is there ever a circumstance where you might get involved again? Sometimes people get involved and they say, well, the upline that I had, they were just terrible. They were just mean, tyrant bullies. I got to ask, I wouldn't want to live under that either, but I got to ask you a question. If there was a situation that did not have that bad behavior, because I understand getting a bad taste in your mouth from that bad behavior, but if there's a circumstance that didn't have that bad behavior, and you were part of a supportive environment, and you were convinced of it before you joined, and you did your homework again, because now your eyes are open, you know what to look for. If you could answer that question, you felt like support would really be there, and at least the negative stuff wouldn't be there. Is there ever a circumstance where you take a look again? Right? And then if I would if I could show you something, and it might not be a fit for you, but if it is, if I could show you something, would you at least look at it? Because I don't want you to have this bad taste in your mouth by being involved, or your friend was involved, or your family member was involved, it didn't work out. I'm here to tell you and this is where I can drop in the big facts. I'm here to tell you, when I did my homework, I found out that this profession does $200 billion a year approximately in sales. It has over 100 million people involved around the world. It's one of the highest regulated professions on earth. It pays out on average about $200 million every single day to distributors who are moving products and services into the marketplace. There's amazing products connected to this profession. So I understand you might have got a little bad taste, a little bad sliver, but it's not the whole profession that's the problem. It was just that circumstance. So if I could show you a circumstance that you believed it actually could work out, would you be willing to look again? Would you be willing to check it out? Would you be willing to learn a little bit more? And look, if it's not a fit for you, it's not a fit for you. No problem. Oh, I just don't want to bother all my friends. I get it. If I could show you a way that you could build this business without feeling like you were hunting and bothering your friends, that you could do it in a classy way, would you be willing to take a look? I hope you would, right? If so, then you take them to the next exposure, next exposure, next exposure. So learning how to embrace the haters, like, oh gosh, I'm sorry, what happened? Oh, I feel terrible for that. I couldn't imagine how bad that might feel. Or I felt like that too, because I had friends or family members that got involved, and then I did some homework, and let me tell you what I found out. If I, would you? Take them to the next exposure, okay? I went from being totally intimidated by haters to loving them. I love them. If somebody brings up is an aggressive hater, I cannot wait to have the conversation. Tell me what happened. Tell me. I got to know. I need to hear your story. And they will tell it. And then you can help them go from being maybe bitter, resentful, to being educated and understanding. And at least you'll leave them with better understanding of the profession. And at best, they join. And you want me to show you a great distributor? Show me somebody who used to hate network marketing and now loves it. I'll bet some of you hated network marketing and now you love it. Shows you that it's possible. Okay? So I hope that hit you well. Take some notes from that. Practice that. And I'll see you tomorrow.